Hello and welcome. My name is Esther. I am an artist, healer, spiritualist. I do many things. I'm currently in Costa Rica teaching, learning, guiding, and just assisting other light workers like all of you to advance and heal in the world. So I will post at some point soon our next retreat, which will be December of 2026 for any of those of you who are light workers who want to advance your skills and advance what you're doing in the world. So stay in touch for that. But more importantly, let's get to this general energy reading. The energy has shifted quite a lot. So if you found that November really changed you, as we're ending November actually, close into December now, I just wanted to see what the Ascended Masters would like to say for you, collective. We'll see what the general energy is. No specific topic other than how you're kind of coming home to the self, right? This is very much that special transformative time. So you've got Mahatavari Babaji, Spiritual Awakening. How incredible! So this says interconnectedness, understanding the inner workings. So you're now in a place of complete transformation. Sorry about the lighting here. We have the beautiful ocean below and behind. And so the sun is just pouring in, so the lighting is quite funny. The monkeys actually come onto my balcony, and last night they were quite noisy and beautiful. But with this spiritual awakening, this is where you're ultimately finding your soul tribe. So you may be doing kind of things like I am guiding, perhaps going to a spiritual community, spiritual retreats. Perhaps you're just connecting in with finding more people who are of like mind and like soul and spirit and heart, and really connecting with those who align with a vision that is ultimately for the enhancement of whom you are, which is ultimately the enhancement of humanity. So whom you are is the most valuable, because you also got Jesus, acts of service. So you're stepping into a role as a healer yourself. So as you kind of heal whom you are, as you step into learning or training in more spiritual modalities, you may be finding that you are now serving and the universe is serving you, because when you serve, the universe serves you. So you're in an active service in the essence of not only coming back home to your heart and honoring whom you are, collective, but also you are now honoring the heart of humanity and those in your community, trainings. Perhaps you're in sound therapies, or you're going into realms of yoga or meditation or sound therapies or healing the earth or all of the above. Who knows? When it's for the highest good of you, it becomes the highest good of all that around you. So you may be called to kind of help others as you learn how to help yourself. A lot of people do that when they transform in their own lives. They then find this driving force of this beautiful heart frequency, which then of course naturally enables us to want the highest good of all those around us, everyone, everything around you. And therefore you're showing up into the world way more holistically, collective, and where your gifts are needed and they will accelerate. You got Ma'at, wow, divine intervention. Weigh up your options, choose the highest good. So you're stepping into a very powerful spiritual role. And with Ma'at there, yeah, hopefully you can see that a bit better. She is really where it's like, okay, you're at this place in your life, so now you have to discern what is for the highest good of you. Because when we spiritually evolve, it also means the crumbling away of what no longer aligns, and it also means this radical honesty that reformulates into the body, into the being, and into your life. So that means, where can you be really honest with your work? Is it truly streaming from your soul? Because ultimately, there may be many things you're interested in, and the most important thing is to take those elements what you learn or what you find inspiring in these healing modalities as a light worker, as a star seed, as an earth angel, and then condensing it into this formula that is truly streaming from your own gifts, your own wisdom, your own knowledge, your own authentic stream. So it's not about learning and regurgitating the same information, but it's about honoring the information that you obtain and then delivering it out with your own essence, your own soul's song, your own heart frequencies. So Ma'at is reminding you that divine interventions, your guides, your guardians, your angels, they are here for you. They are on your side. They are leading you to your highest good. And there's an element of trust and surrender that is immensely required during this time. You also got Hathor, light activation, acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. So this is amazing, collective. This is ultimately just a reminder that you're on an accelerated path into your brilliance. Because being able to stand in your light requires a lot of bravery, it requires a lot of shedding, it requires a lot of authenticity and integrity, and also inner accountability of where you've needed to shift, change, and grow for the highest ways. And that is what you're doing. So in that realm, this is where Spirit is saying, this is where you're essentially becoming uneffable and where your gifts and your talents will be unshakable. And they will be generational wealth as well as long, sustainable prosperity there. Because when you're in alignment, everything flows, right? There is no longer this overthinking. But it does require your willingness to face your fears. And so Spirit is saying, with your willingness to really open your heart for the self, facing your fears, knowing your worth and your value is highly honored. It is where the universe is grateful for you as you're equally grateful for it, right? Because you're understanding the higher view now. You're understanding the flow of life. You're understanding the wisdom of whom we are as human beings, as soul spirits in human form. You're also understanding the importance of this time to come back into the heart, to come back into the inner value and transform the self, because really only we can transform the self. And as you transform the self, you then thus become the greatest healer for others, but you also align with why you incarnated at this time. You obtain the clarity and the insight and the aha moment to realize, oh my gosh, these are the things that light me up. These are the things I want to share with others. These are the ways I want to help others, or help the earth, or help the animals, or all of the above. And that's what you're stepping into, collective. This is a very special reading because the energy today feels quite synchronistic. There's something in here you needed as a reminder to say, not only should you be immensely proud of where you are now, you might even be traveling a lot like I am. However, there's also this immense potency of travel can be within or it can be physical. It doesn't matter. But you are aligning with your highest truth, and thus everything around you is aligning to your highest truth. So that means that your relationships and new relationships coming in, soul tribe, new aha moments, collaborations perhaps, but most importantly, your soul song is now beginning to be seen. Your light is actually beginning to start to show. And yeah, you have transformed immensely this year, collective, and now it's beginning to really show, and it will only amplify from now forward. You also got Lady Nada, expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. Incredible. So very much the collective that I'm speaking with understands the heart consciousness. You are in the flow of heart thinking, heart feeling, heart willing. The only way that you can get to that place is also about doing the inner work. It's about coming back to a place of inner acceptance, not to say we never stop learning and growing and going through challenges. Of course we do. But you're understanding your own heart. You're understanding the nourishment that you need. You're understanding where you've needed to shift and expand and take accountability and really choose more for your highest good, so that you could pour out for the planet and for all those around you the highest good. Gifting more quality in all your relationships. Your relationships are your gold. They're the highest currency. And you're understanding that this liberated openness, this surrendering, this willingness to open your heart, not only for yourself, but also for life. And that means taking a chance on your life, right? So taking a chance on you means truly living life. And this is where you're setting yourself free. So I'm going to see where you're journeying to, collective, because we're going to clarify some of your life situations, what you've gone through. The Ascended Masters are really on your side here. So whatever you're doing, where you have been really honoring your being, nourishing your being, that means new rhythms that you've adopted. You've taken on possibly more meditation, possibly more movement in the body, like yoga or time out in nature, or the willingness to travel and explore, the willingness to be open and expansive. Or you're choosing better in your health, trying to nourish your body better, trying to bring rhythm and structure into your days, right? More of a synchronistic kind of routine. And you're now recognizing that your body is a temple. Your divinity is about inner honor. And it is not selfish. It doesn't mean to be conceited. It's actually out of kindness. It's out of the heart. It's out of true understanding that when you are whole, you can gift out wholeness. And you have the Ascended Masters immensely proud, because all the forces are in your favor when you come from a place of love, when you come from the heart. And to come from heart thinking means to sense in and feel. It's not to shame the self or ask the self to be better or being too perfect or different things, but rather it's about, I know where I was, I'm grateful for how it taught me to transform, to expand, to learn, to grow. I am willing to face my fears. I am willing to go and dive into the unknown because I'm intuitively led there. I'm willing to take a chance on myself and believe in myself, honor this beautiful, miraculous, unique being that I am. And that is what your light activation comes in. This is where divine intervention comes in, because you're making the shifts in the physical world, you're making the shifts in your physical being, and thus you're being rewarded for it. You also have acts of service like Jesus. So you're definitely stepping into a role of more spiritual awakening, acts of service, and an expanded heart. So this is really, I feel I'm really speaking to a collective that are also light workers, fellow change makers, forward movement of humanity for the better, because you've chosen that for yourself. So naturally you'll kind of activate those codes into whether or not you even step into, let's say, even being a healer or a guide or a teacher or an activist or what have you. It's actually because of how you're vibrating. So when you shift yourself for the better, that shifts your family, everyone around you. That brings so much kindness, and it actually shifts those around you. So you become that light marker. You become a healer just by way of being. So you should be immensely proud, because there's nothing that you have to prove or show. It's a way of being. And you'll understand that. Woo! There's a monkey. I have to close my door. Sorry. You cannot come in. No. You cannot come in, but I'm so happy to see you. So happy to see you, but you can't come in. That is so funny. They are really funny. So... Hi. Oh my gosh. Oh, these guys are hilarious. But unfortunately, if we let them in, they So, okay, these guys are funny. Unfortunately, in Costa Rica, you'll learn about the monkeys, but just like anywhere in the earth. But these guys, they are sweet, but they're mischievous. So they will go through all of your things. They will steal things. They will bring it into the trees. They will go through your makeup or your clothes, or there's just take items in general. And I'm so happy that happened, actually. That was really special. So, regardless of what life is bringing you, it's like this amazing dance, right? And these monkeys are very curious. So it's also maybe a sign of like this openness of curiosity. Also, for any of you who know the spiritual meaning of monkeys, please comment it below because that will add actually to this reading, and may bring you a little bit of clarity in what you're doing actually. That is so funny. And so they are very curious, these Costa Rican monkeys, and explorative and childlike and playful. So spirit may be calling you to be a little bit lighter, a little less judgment in what you're doing, but more explorative, right? When we become more explorative and playful, we kind of let go of fear. We let go of people pleasing or perfection. And you're able to just kind of dance in the silliness of life, kind of move with what comes and goes, and be a little more curious. Now he's out of view, but he's still keeping an eye on the door, which is really funny. He's just watching. He's like, who is this funny lady in there? And you also may be really connected with nature. That feels very evident in this collective as well. So nature may be calling you, and maybe also where you need to just kind of connect with nature more, but also where you're kind of realizing the synchronicities with nature. So maybe animals are really drawn to you. Perhaps you want to work with animals actually. And also where you're understanding that animal telepathy is very much a natural element that the human being carries. And as we are raising our frequency, the animals are actually wanting to connect with us more. Because when you stream from the heart, you become a place of more safety for the animals. And they see, oh, you kind of get it, right? Because they are very heart-centered. They're not out there judging or trying to compare with each other, or compete with each other. They're just being. They're just being who they are. And they're in flow with the natural world. So that is a part of what you're really kind of stepping into. And, oops, sorry. So spirit, anything to clarifying life situations for the collective in regards to this reading? Thank you. Okay, so 2 fell out here. This is so great. Oh my gosh, I love it. So you got Veil of Illusion. Lift the veil of illusions, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. Yeah, this is actually perfect, collective. Because this is where you're now stepping into more of your authenticity and your truth, right? Your gifts. Amazing. So that means like taking the masks off. And when you lead from your heart, you're able to reconnect to your authenticity. What Spirit is saying is that through love and career, you're navigating through love and career authentically, meaning you are leading a life of authenticity through the heart. That doesn't mean always being a people pleaser or being sweet and kind always. That love is honest, right? So that means you're truthful. That means you're discerning. That means you hold integrity in all that you do. You are upright, you are honorable, and you also hold healthy boundaries and respect for the self and respect for all that around you, right? So truth is not always easy, and the heart is truth. So you're really facing fears, you're really honoring what your heart wants, and you're also a guide for others to do the same, because once you step into more of a loving vibration, love comes into you, authenticity comes into you as well. So authenticity is a key that's needed now more than ever, because it allows others to know that they are safe to show up in their wholeness, in whom they really are. You do not need to be anything outside of you. You shouldn't try to be something that you're not to obtain validation or worth or value. You are valuable because you exist. You are valuable because of your soul's song, why you came, what it is you want to express or experience. That is the magic of life. That is what you're coloring through your existence. And that is where you're piercing through the veil of illusion. That is where you're obtaining this true sight and intuitive elevation, because you're able to see. And you also got new worlds, collective. There are many more things for you to discover, so don't give up. Exactly. So you may be called to also journey to new lands. You may be called to journey to new aspects of yourself, right? This can also be an inward process of journey. But I do feel like I'm connecting to a collective that is now becoming brave to step out of their comfort zones and really explore, because only by the exploration through experience can we really discern to understand whom we are anyways, because it gives us a marker of what we like, what we don't like, what we resonate with, what we don't, right? And that's the magic of life. No thing wants exactly the same thing. Everyone's colored in their own unique ways, and therefore they're going to like very different things or value very different things. So when it streams from the heart, when it streams from your soul's essence, collective, that's where you're understanding that there's so many things to discover on this planet. And so much we could never even possibly see it all in one lifetime. So you're understanding that now you're stepping into a way of being that is living life. It is not conditioned in the old paradigm. It is free to be expansive, expressive, creative, magical. That's where the miracles happen. That's where these beautiful monkeys come to visit and say, hey, remember to be curious, to be explorative, to have fun with it, to find your joy, to find a little more of that childlike wonder, play, and fun. Because it's really important. And that's really where all the magic happens anyways. When we let go of expectation, we let go of pressure, and we let go of the judgment around things. And rather we just be, we just accept through the changes. And we also know that, of course, Spirit has you. Your higher self has you. Trust that beautiful heart because it knows the way. That's what Rumi said. Follow your heart because it knows the way, right? So what a beautiful reading. This is very heart-centered. This is for a collective that is really pouring into their own hearts, into their own inner nourishment. And therefore, the universe is pouring into your heart and your inner nourishment and your highest good. Because when you choose your highest good, then all that around you can shift for your highest good in alignment, right? So you're stepping into an amazing amount of flow. Your destiny, you're answering the call. And that is no small feat. That is miraculous. It's very special. So I'm just sending you so much love from my heart to yours. If you found this reading, that in itself is special, because it only reached the hearts of those who are within this stream, who are within this change-making capacity. And if you'd like to work with me, I will be offering that soon. For now, it's quite minimal and peaceful on this channel because I'm just here for the collective. However, there will be a way to connect with me in the future or to train with me. I love to guide and strengthen other light workers on the planet. That my driving force in life is to see others succeed and thrive, to come into their authenticity, but more importantly, to learn the language of the heart, which is ultimately what brings us into ascension and higher consciousness. So just know you're not alone. You're deeply loved. I am here for you. I am supporting you. I am sending you the greatest amount of heart source energy. May you always know how valuable, how important, how significant you are, and more importantly, how deeply loved you are. Many blessings, and thank you for being here. Cheers.